windy start to day 11 on Valentia Island. I'm just about to board this ferry to get me to the mainland towards Castlemaine. I better run before it heads off without me. Pulling out of the beautiful Valentia Island. I arrived yesterday in Port McGee on the bridge and I'm leaving Knightstown by the ferry. So this will take me to Renard Point. It's only about a couple of kilometres down to Castlemaine and I'm back on the Ring of Kerry then. I'm losing track of how many ferries I've taken so far. My mates are actually calling me Brian Ferry. Pulling into Renard Point, back on the Kerry mainland. Only €2 for a cyclist or a pedestrian. Pity about the cloudy weather today and the wind. Our forecast is actually for wind and more wind. Hoping it gets a bit calmer on the mainland, but it's been very windy on the island so far, very exposed. Made it to Castlemaine and the rain has decided to join the wind. So I've got the wet gear on. Not a perfect start to the day from a weather point of view, but a fantastic start for breakfast. Stayed in the Atlantic Villa there on Valentia, and it's like an organic kind of Whole Foods place. They had all their own freshly caught mackerel, actually, is what I had for breakfast, with lovely scrambled eggs, free-range scrambled eggs, and it's really delicious and really well laid out and presented, and lovely people there as well, so I totally recommend that. But that's got me started for the day. Nice healthy breakfast. Now if the weather improves, I'll be laughing. The most uncomfortable morning in the saddle so far. About an hour and a half out of Valentia, and it's been wind and rain ever since. I think the rain has stopped a little bit, and maybe it's brightening up just a little. I'm heading towards Glen Bay. I've just passed Kells. Glen Bay, then Killorglin, and then maybe Castlemaine later today. Not a huge day, and luckily it's not a huge day because the conditions aren't great. Don't make unnecessary journeys, as Theresa Mannion might say. That wasn't a very pleasant morning in the saddle, but I put the head down and made it to Killorglin, 44 kilometres in 2.5 hours. I was going to stop in Glen Bay and Ross Bay. There's a beautiful beach there, but in the weather that we're having today, it would have been just miserable there, so I just stopped for a quick water break and got back on the road. So I'm just having lunch here in Killorglin, and I've only got about another 11k to go, so I'll be finished early enough today, which is good because I want to get a blog out later as well. Take a break. My plan is to get to Dingle tomorrow, so I could, at a real push, I could probably make it in one day, but in this weather I just want to take it easy, so I'm going to leave that till tomorrow. I've got about another 45k to get to Dingle after Castlemaine, so going to look for a place to stay in Castlemaine, and yeah, I'll chat to you when I get there. Killorglin is also the home of Puck Fair. It's like a really old pagan festival where a live goat is taken and placed on a kind of a tower in the centre of town for about 3 days or so. There's a lot of other activities around it, but that's kind of the main one. The goat is called King Puck. You kind of have to be here to see it. I've been a few times, so it can get a bit wild. Worth checking out though if you're in this part of the world. Puck Fair. There's a sculpture of the goat himself, King Puck. Made it to Castlemaine in record time today. You can see behind me, it's also the birthplace of the wild colonial boy, who a quick Google search has informed me he was a bit of an outlaw, and in the 1800s he was sent to Australia on a prison ship, and over there he actually founded the town of Castlemaine in Australia. So this is where I'm going to set up shop for the night. Bit of an early day today, but still about 55 kilometres taken care of, so not bad in this weather. Alright, so Castlemaine. Set my stall out here for the evening. Mother Nature finally caught up with me anyway with the wind and the rain today. Hopefully that'll improve over the next few days, because it's not pleasant cycling in that, and I was on a pretty main road as well for a lot of today. But I was planning a reasonably short day today anyway, 55k, so that's been done. and I've got another 45 or so to get to Dingle tomorrow, where I'm going to meet a buddy and we'll cycle Sleigh Head the following day. So that's it for me from Castlemaine. I will talk to you all again tomorrow. It's all about rest and relaxation here tonight, and I couldn't give a 4x about anything else.